Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into a tool built to solve one of the biggest headaches in cybersecurity compliance, the CMMC Work Plan Generator. We're going to break down exactly how it works using its own documentation as our guide. Okay, let's get right into it. So, let's be real. If you're in the CMMC world, this question probably keeps you up at night. You're staring down 110 different controls, and each one is its own little universe of complexity. How in the world do you go from just ticking boxes to actually building a secure environment that can fend off a real attack? You know, the old way of doing this with those endless, complicated spreadsheets, it just doesn't cut it anymore. It's clunky, it's easy to make mistakes, and worst of all, it's totally disconnected from the actual threats you're facing. The real key here is to change your mindset from a simple compliance checklist to a smart, strategic security program. And that's exactly what this system is designed to help you do. All right, so first, let's really frame the problem. For a lot of folks, getting CMMC compliant feels like trying to find your way through a maze in the dark. It's just total checklist chaos, and what everybody really needs is a clear, simple path to get through it all. And I'm sure this list looks familiar, right? These are the struggles pretty much everyone faces with CMMC. You're drowning in checklists, you're trying to figure out what some of these vague requirements even mean, and you have no idea which threats you should actually worry about first. And all of that just leads to this huge cloud of uncertainty around your budget and, where to even tell your team to spend their time. Okay, enough about the problem. Let's talk about the solution. Instead of that dark maze, what if you had an intelligent roadmap? A guide that isn't just based on some list of rules, but is actually built on a foundation of real-world threat data. And it all starts with this number right here, 359. Now, this isn't just some random number. It represents the total number of comprehensive, actionable work items that the system creates to cover all 110 CMMC Level 2 controls. So where do they come from? Well, here's the breakdown. And this is really important. The vast majority, 352 of these work items, are created proactively based on threat intelligence. They're tied directly to attack techniques that we know adversaries are using. The other 7? Those are reactive. They get created automatically to address specific gaps that you've found in your own assessment. So the whole approach is both proactive and totally tailored to you. So how do you get from zero to a full-blown action plan? Well, it's actually a surprisingly simple 3-step process that's designed to give you clarity right away. Everything kicks off right here. Step 1 is all about feeding the system the right information. As you can see on the screen, you upload these foundational data files, like MITRE ATTK data and control mappings. This is what makes sure that the plan you're about to generate is based on authoritative, industry-standard threat intel. Once that data is loaded, step 2 is, well, it's kind of magic. You literally click one button. The system then takes all that threat intelligence and automatically generates those 352 threat-based work items, perfectly mapping them across all 110 CMMC controls. No more manual work, no more guesswork. It just happens. And in step 3, the system connects all the dots. You sync it up with your ongoing assessment, and this is so powerful because it's a two-way street. It pulls in your current progress, your budget info, and as you can see here, it finds those 7 specific POAM items, those gaps that need fixing, and automatically turns them into work tasks for your team. So let's just quickly recap that flow because it's super important. First, you generate the baseline plan from threat intelligence. Second, you sync it with your real-world assessment. And third, you can export and share your complete data-driven plan with whoever needs to see it. Of course, creating the plan is really just the beginning. So now let's take a look at how this tool actually helps you manage the day-to-day work of implementing these controls and making some real progress. This right here is your command center. This is where you'll live. The dashboard gives you that 30,000-foot view of everything. You can see all 359 items, track their status from not started all the way to completed, check their priority, and see exactly who is responsible for each task. It turns that chaos we talked about into a clear, manageable workflow. Now, I've mentioned MITRE ATTK a couple of times, so let's just quickly clarify what it is. The easiest way to think about it is like a giant encyclopedia of every known cyber attack. It's this massive database of tactics and techniques that real hackers use. By mapping CMMC controls to these techniques, the system shows you not just what you need to do, but why you're doing it. It shows you the specific threat you're defending against. And this right here shows you why that MITRE integration is such a game changer. On the left, you've got a blank work item. It's just a title. But with one click on that Generate Plan button, The system's AI looks at the threat techniques and the CMMC controls and produces what you see on the right, a detailed, step-by-step plan for how to fix it. This is a huge time saver for your team. And a plan is obviously useless if you can't manage it. So, right inside each work item, you have all the project management tools you'd expect. You can assign the task to a specific person and a supervisor, set a due date, and even allocate a budget and the estimated hours. It's all in one place, keeping everything organized and making sure everyone's accountable. Okay, so we've covered the main workflow. Now let's dig into some of the advanced features that give managers and admins some really powerful control and visibility over the entire compliance mission. In any kind of compliance tool, you have to control who can do what. It's absolutely critical. This system has a really solid role-based access control model built right in. You've got your admins with full control, supervisors who manage and approve the work, implementers who are actually doing the hands-on tasks, and viewers, which is perfect for auditors or executives who can see everything but can't change a thing. And here's something that every CISO and CFO is going to love: real-time budget tracking. The system automatically calculates all the labor and technology costs for every single work item and then rolls it all up into this super clear dashboard. You can see your total budget, how much you've spent, and what's left all at a glance. This is absolutely crucial for justifying your security investments. So as we start to wrap this up, let's just pull back for a second. This is about way more than just a tool to help you pass an audit. This is really about using the CMMC framework to build a security program that is truly strategic, resilient, and ready for modern threats. The documentation has this fantastic quote, and it just nails the perfect mindset for this. Security isn't some project you just finish and walk away from. It's a continuous journey of improvement, of adapting, of always being vigilant. And a tool like this is designed to support you on that long-term journey. And that really brings us to the final big question for you to think about. When you look at your own compliance efforts, are you just going through the motions, checking boxes to make an auditor happy, or are you actually building a program that's prepared to defend against the sophisticated, real-world threats that are out there right now? That is the strategic shift this kind of tool is all about.